Hello everybody, welcome back to the channel, and also welcome to my first review of the new year 2024. And of course, as we know, it's January, so we got to get the bad movies out of the way first, because usually that's what comes out in the first couple months of the year. So we're starting off with Blumhouse's new horror flick, Night Swim, which is actually a concept that probably sounded good on paper, which then got turned into a short film, but that's as far as it goes. So as I just stated, this movie was actually based off a short film of the same name. And when I found out that this was a short film, I decided to check it out to get a little grasp of what I was expecting, and it actually was pretty good. But then when I watched the official trailer, I was like, wow, I feel like this movie is going to have some problems. And I mean, pretty much, the premise already explains itself how it's going to have problems. It tells the story of a suburban family who moves into a house with a pool, only to later find out the pool was haunted. Right there, that just sounds like it's going to have problems left and right. I would say after the first 15 to 30 minutes of the movie was pretty good. After that, it was just dull as shit. It just continued on, just bland and dull. I just didn't understand why, and I was so bored. Good thing it wasn't no more than 90 minutes, because otherwise anything else probably put in this movie would have been pointless. Just trying to keep the runtime going, try to get to close to 2 hours as we can. Though, even so, that this movie had 90% flaws, it did have its perks here and there. The way this movie was shot was actually some of the perks that this movie had. Well, specifically, I'm talking about the sequences that involved them being in the pool and around the pool was what the movie had going for it. But, that first kill was pretty awesome, and then that Marco Polo scene that we all saw in the official trailer, that was good too. I liked that shot even though I knew it was coming, but what I liked about it is that it was simple and effective, because when she's playing Marco Polo and then when she goes under the water and that deep end looks just like a dark void, that was pretty spooky. And I've been night swimming before. So you shut off all the lights like that and you in the pool and you look at that deep end, yeah, it looks like it goes on forever. That was pretty spooky. But even though that was probably, in my opinion, the most effective shot of the movie, that was also its Achilles heel. The scene that we saw in that trailer was the core of this movie. That was the very core fiber of what held this movie together. But the truth in the matter is that in order for it to still work, they had to find, the screenwriters and the director had to find a reason to keep them in that area, so that they would stay in the area of conflict, but make it look real and not make it seem forced, like they were forcing the actors to be there, which is pretty much what they were doing the whole movie. They had to force the issue onto them, and well, when you're doing that, it just makes the movie unrealistic. So, that was the main cause and the main problem they were going into this film from the very beginning, but it seemed like even though they knew it, they didn't address it whatsoever. This concept was good as a short film, not as a full-length feature film, in my opinion. Well, actually, let me rephrase that. Maybe it could have been a little bit better if it was one of those horror comedies, or comedy horror, whichever way you want to say it, and kind of give us like some cheesy laughs along with the horror there. But the way they did it here, it just seemed like they were trying way too hard. One thing that I find funny about this is that I can't even blame the cast here. The cast, really, I can't even blame them for the movie making the movie bad either. When you have top actors like this, I'm specifically talking to our main cast, who we know are good actors, Wyatt Russell and Kerry Condon, we know they're great actors, but when you take actors like that and you put them into a movie that has a janky script and a horrible conflict, there's really only so much they can do to really try and fix it. They could have probably taken better actors than them, and it still probably would have been bad. So, I mean, I really can't fault them. If you were planning on seeing this movie, in my opinion, I would say just watch the short film, save you some time. But if you're still interested in seeing it after watching the short film, then please, by all means, give it a try. But as for me, I'm giving it a D-. This movie was not good at all. Complete waste of time from Blumhouse. And, well, then again, I guess it kind of doesn't surprise me because I've always known January to be the month for bad movies. Okay, well, that just about wraps up this review. If you guys have seen the movie Night Swim, please comment here down below what your thoughts were on it. Also, if you like my other videos, don't forget to like and subscribe. I'll see you guys next time. And remember, stay epic.